This man built his own super rifle. During the first test, he noticed a puff of white smoke rising from the ground behind the target. Even though the bullet hit dead center, a few team members went to inspect. What they found was not just a hole in the concrete, but a massive breach behind it. The shot had punched through and even damaged a nearby building. To boost the rifle's power, he quickly swapped out the battery. Then he told his partner to start recording everything on video. On the next shot, a distant bridge collapsed. They immediately showed the footage to the military, hoping to sell the weapon for a huge sum, but the officer told them a video wasn't enough. He needed to see it in action for himself. When the man pulled out the weapon, which looked more like a toy than a firearm, the officer laughed, but Alex remained calm, aimed directly at a tank, and pulled the trigger. A second later, a powerful explosion tore the tank apart. The officer was so stunned he couldn't speak. Then he asked how much the weapon cost. 100 million, Alex replied. Without hesitation, the officer agreed and said the payment would be made the next day at noon. What Alex didn't know was that as soon as he left, the officer launched a secret investigation into him. The next day, the deal was set to go through. Alex thought he was about to become a millionaire, but he also feared the officer might try to double-cross him. So to be safe, he handed the weapon and all related data over to his team for protection. When Alex arrived at the meeting spot, he realized there was no money. Instead, the officer had brought in armed men to steal the weapon. Alex tried to run, but then he found out the officer had also kidnapped his family. He had no choice. He called his team and told them to hand over the rifle. Once the officer confirmed the weapon was real, he released Alex and his family. Later, Alex and his team climbed to the rooftop of a tall building and tracked the officer's vehicle. He had hidden a tracker inside the rifle beforehand. When the vehicle reached the destination, Alex pulled out the second-generation version of his rifle. It still looked like a toy, but was even more powerful. Before anyone in the car could react, he pulled the trigger. A massive explosion wiped out the officer and all the data.